All right, hey, what's up, y'all? Today the market is down. Microsoft has single-handedly pulled the market down. I think it's down roughly 5% of the time I'm making this video. Today, they guided lower, but they beat earnings this quarter. So they're saying that their cloud business isn't growing as much as they thought it would. And that is a reason why Apple reports after today's bell. So does Amazon. They both died off because it's a relative trade, I guess. It's a sympathy trade. So if Microsoft's going down, everyone's assuming that all the other tech companies, the big tech companies, are going to go down, along with the semiconductors kind of dying over the past few days. So we're going to go into some opportunities I see in the market and an update as well on the Zoom trade. There we go. First things first, we can see Microsoft with a absolutely massive gap down on earnings. As of right now, they're down 5.65%. Last earnings, they dropped a little bit, less than a percent. This is a huge move for Microsoft considering it's a $3.5 trillion company, I'm pretty sure. But basically, they guided down and they didn't believe that their cloud was going to grow at the rate that they thought it was going to grow. Their cloud revenue was lower, and then they also guided down on it. So that is a bad sign. You can see Apple took a hit too, a little bit smaller of day 1.33. Amazon took a hit 3.57. Both of those companies report today. And then along with that, I'm going to go over. So next week we have another rate cut anticipated, another 0.25 basis point rate cut. And with that, I have a play idea. So this right here, the TLT is a 20-year Treasury bond ETF. So I've already talked about it before, how when interest rates go down, the bond prices are supposed to go up. But we've seen that as we've made this first cut somewhere back in early September, the bond prices have gone down. So it basically means that people don't believe that inflation is really beat and they're skeptical on us cutting rates. They think the rate cut was political or whatever you think it was. The bond prices should have been going up because you can see the past two times we cut rates, it has gone up. And this isn't every time. This is just the most recent times. The '07 when it went up, and then this is like 2019. Yeah, 2019 when it went up. But this is what I'm looking at on the weekly candle. So I think we're breaking out of this downtrend. You have the higher highs, higher lows. This candle right here, depending on how tomorrow prints out, the bonds have been very volatile, moving almost a percent a day for the past few weeks. That's insane for the bond market. But if we can close Friday and this candle is a little bit more green up here, that could be a good reversal sign. So you have the big wick at the bottom, and then you have a full green body up. So maybe you could see TLT push up to the high 90s, which doesn't seem like a big move when you compare it to Tesla or something like that. But the bond's moving at, what is that, 8 or 9%? Yeah, the bond's moving 8%. That could be within the next month or so. That could be a huge win. Also, you can play options on this if you want. I might play. I initially, I think it was right here, I hopped in. I pulled out too early because I believe in the play, but I hopped in a January 26 $90 call. And then I just, January like 2026 $90 call. So it was like, I think $950 or $1,000 for the play. But I kind of hopped out just because I thought it could go lower because I wasn't sticking to my rules. So I hopped in right here and there was no reversal candle. So I'm sticking to my rules. I hopped out. I took like a $50 loss or so. But if this candle tomorrow, if the bonds shoot up, I will be buying a long-term call in the money. So where I can get the most bang for my buck and I won't have to deal with as much Ivy Crush and all the premium you have to pay when you pay for something way out here. So yeah, so we'll pay attention to TLT. That is the first play to pay attention to. Well, let's see how tomorrow reacts. Also, considering we have a rate cut next week and we're still going down, it is kind of weird. Along with that, the PCE, the personal consumption expenditures, inflation was at 2.1% compared to August was 2.3%. That is getting close to the Fed's rate of, or at least their goal of 2%. So that was a good sign for inflation, which again, bonds haven't really moved with it. So I think this is a good long-term play. I think there will be volatility in the bonds, especially with election. So we'll see how that plays out. But okay, but yeah. So TLT, keep an eye on it. And then another one I want to show you is we'll start with not Bitcoin itself, but plays with it. So this is Bitcoin on the weekly chart again. It finally broke out of this little downward slope. You know, it has its pullbacks. That's what Bitcoin does. But I'm looking at this is a gamble play. This is kind of a lotto trade, but right here. So on the weekly time frame, we can see Riot, you know, used to bounce off. This is a high area of support and resistance, depending on what side you're on. So we broke above it. Now we're kind of back at it. Let's go back to the daily. Gap down after their earnings, but I don't think it's their earnings. People don't buy the Bitcoin miners because of earnings. They buy it because they believe Bitcoin's going to pump, and I think Bitcoin is getting close to the pump. But this would be a good level to add in calls. I already have calls that I'm actually down on, but I believe I'll show you right now. Yeah, so they are March 2025 calls. I am down 30%. I have two of them. So I might buy one more right here or pretty close to right here. I am a Bitcoin believer, but this is speculation. I don't suggest this one, but this could be a good lottery play because this is a Riot $15 call for 2025 March. And if you look back, if Bitcoin does pump, you know, some people say it will, some people say it's going to zero. If Trump wins, I think it'll pump really hard. If Kamala wins, I think it'll die a little bit, then it'll pump. But let's look. You just got to keep going back. So let's say that it gets all the way up here to $80. That would be an insane win. Obviously, you have a $15 call and it goes up that much. That's insane. But I am personally exiting this trade if it hits 20. So I think if it hits 15 or if it hits 20, you'll get the $5 difference plus a good bit of premium. These miners, when Bitcoin starts pumping, these miners have insane premium. I plan to get out of this with at least $5 per contract. That is my goal. So I would turn, I think, what was my average cost? 136 to $5, not bad. Maybe a 3.5, 4x. But yeah, so that is kind of lotto play. I would not suggest it. We will see. We'll see how this candle reacts over the weekly time frame. But with these, like you're looking for something like this. That is the perfect candle. You should have got in, but then look, 2 weeks later, it's falling back down. 3 weeks later, so just be careful with these. If you want to throw a little money at it, it might not be a bad idea. It's better doing this than like having a 14 leg parlay and stuff like that. But that's up to you. Now from there, we're going to talk about something, some long-term investments that I've been nibbling at. This is Hershey. Hershey's a great company. It's dying lately because of just it's just kind of gone stale because of this right here. These are the cocoa prices. Cocoa prices have gone absolutely through the roof. It's killed a lot of their growth. It's killed a lot of that stuff. It's really hurt the company, but I think cocoa will go down in the future. Sooner or later, it will return back to earth. That is one that I'm starting to nibble at. As for a trade, we'll see how it reacts. You want to see. So this is the whole basis of my trades is reversal candles. Sorry, reversal candles. That's the main thing we're looking for. When I see something like this, maybe this week, tomorrow it ends right here. It doesn't really matter what happens tomorrow because this candle, unless obviously it goes up, 4%, 3%, whatever that is, that could be a great reversal candle. But I'm looking for really next week and the week after that because we've already broke through once back here. This could be the same concept. Next week candle, if it gives us a good wick below and then it finishes green, I will enter a trade. I'll let y'all know when. And then I would hopefully like to ride that call all the way up here to 200, but I don't know if I would take options on this. I might just buy a few shares. But I am holding long term because it does give you a good dividend over 2%. It's a company that's been around over 100 years, and it is just, let's see what the difference is. It's down 30 something percent, so I would just keep an eye on it trade wise, and if you want to add some long term positions, this would be the time to buy between 180 and 170. Maybe you could be patient and get a 147 Hershey. We'll see. But yeah, so another one in the same realm as that one. I've already talked about it. Nestle, it is also down 30 plus percent. I think I think this company is here to stay. Everything you see in Walmart, like 50% of it, they own, between baby food, dog food, DiGiorno, Hot Pockets. They own everything. It's as simple as that. I want to buy it because it's down so low. I've looked at their revenue and stuff. It looks fine. I know it's a little stale and stagnant. It isn't as cool as Nvidia tripling revenue every quarter and stuff like that. But this is a great long-term hold. I believe in it, so keep it short and simple. You can start nibbling now. As for a trade, I'm not taking a trade on this. This is just something I'm going to hold. I own this already in Fidelity. It gives me 3.4 something percent dividend. It is something that if you want to hold for a long time, this is one of those companies that is super safe, especially with everyone's fearing the election, what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. This is something that can really help you hedge that. So, yeah, and then the final thing is update on the Zoom trade. Zoom has been fighting for its life as the market has been just super volatile and honestly dying out today. But from the time we entered, which was down here at about, I believe it's $70, right now the option is up 78%. I was getting a little worried a few days ago. I'll show y'all what my kind of mental state was. So right here we broke above, but then we wicked off twice, and that's normally a reversal candle. But I just kind of I took a second, I adjusted my stop loss, and luckily it didn't hit. But the $74 mark is huge. We haven't opened and closed above it since early 2023, January. So we are on and past a huge level. I think it's going to continue to rise. Obviously, the market is just nasty today, so it's hard for it to go up when everyone thinks the world is going to end and tech is over. But I think, like I said today, Apple and Amazon report if they do good. I truly believe this will be an $80 stock in the near future by the end of the year. But that is just my opinion. Do not put your money in it because you will lose. No matter what, I will make money on this, so don't FOMO in just because I'm in it. I do have a stop loss set, but yeah, so that is the Zoom trade. My mental state on it right now is I'm still bullish on it, even though we're kind of slowly gone down over the past few days. But like I said, if earnings are good over the next few days with the big tech companies, I think this thing will zoom. No pun intended. But yeah, so thank you all for watching. This is a little update, and remember, just find companies that aren't on all-time highs, and companies that are super, I'd say conservative or safe. You know what I mean? Like Hershey's been around 100 plus years. Nestle been around 100 plus years. They give a good dividend. They aren't going to come out and tell you something crazy like all these AI companies like SCMI or SMCI. I forgot the ticker symbol. Their auditor came out and is just like resigned, and they're saying that he has been like messing with the numbers. The company's died like 50% in the past 2 days. You don't find that with these monster companies like Nestle and Hershey. They're safe, so it might be something to consider in the near future. But thank y'all for watching and have a great day.